All right, so I had to really give this some thought before I decided to even make this video. You know, I had to put all of my effort into finding the right information to give you guys, and basically the way to put it out to people. I've talked about doing a video that discusses 2 different internet connections in your home. I plan to do some further research with this. It's different for every single state or every different location. You may be able to have more than one internet connection in your home, and there are certain pluses to having 2 different internet connections right inside your home. While those pluses are different in nature, there are definitely still some pluses to having 2 different internet connections. I get all these questions all the time surrounding routers and wireless access points and having a really high-end router that you could spend $300 to $400 on, or basically having wireless access points up to three or four different wireless access points for your devices. Now, if you want to have a small scale farm, let's say you want to have roughly 70, 80 devices, I could definitely see the purpose of having a decent router and maybe having a couple of wireless access points. I'm going to do another video that discusses some of the best routers that you can get at a budget, and also some of the most expensive routers that you could possibly purchase. If you've got the money to just shell it out like that, and I don't really recommend that, because you're always trying to turn this into something that's profitable. Paying off something like that while investing in this business could prove complicated if you purchase a really expensive router. Now, with that being said though, let me discuss having 2 different internet connections in your home. When you look at these applications that have, in their terms of conditions, restrictions for how many accounts that you can actually have, and then you think about this from the perspective of, well, I have so many people in my family. Why would they not be able to have an account within my home? And what is stopping me from being able to set them up with an account as well? And that is where your problem lies. IPs, your IP address. So if you think about it exactly like this, if you had 2 IPs in your home, how would you be breaking the terms and conditions of these applications that say you are able to have this amount of accounts per IP? So this is how I think about making money online with smartphones, the applications online, websites like Earn Honey. A lot of these applications, they do allow you to have multiple accounts. Through my research, I have pretty much come to this conclusion with a lot of the apps that I use. Rewardable, you are allowed to have 2 different rewardable accounts, but you will have to have 2 different PayPal accounts, or you have the possibility of using their applications, like for example, using Rewardable TV, and then using Acorn Hunt, and having more emails attached to PayPal itself. So if I looked at my farm in general and how I could expand upon all of these applications, just expanding on so many apps alone, I could fill up my devices to over 100 devices without having to have a second IP address. One thing I really want to stress here is you do not want to continuously press these applications to their limit, because when you press these applications to their limit, that's whenever you stand the risk of being banned by these companies, because they see that you're making so much money. I believe that they would rather have a larger amount of people that use the applications versus a few people that use the applications to the max. So on a different note as well though, Perk, I have done some research with Perk, and you are allowed to have 4 accounts within your household. And this is from what I have read online. Like I said, it is always possible that I could be mistaken about some of the information that I have come across online. Not everyone is always correct whenever they're posting to Reddit. But I have looked inside their terms of conditions with Perk, and it does discuss that you can have more than a couple of accounts. So, and it does say multiple accounts, but there is a limitation. It's very vague. So Everyone knows that Perk is very vague about their terms of conditions and how many devices that you can have. As far as like their device limit though, I do believe that whatever is making you above $15 to $20 per hour could get you into an area where you could be banned with Perk. Guys, this video is going to be a little in depth, and I know it's going to stretch out a little long, but there's going to be some valuable information in here for you. Let's talk really quickly though about this 2 internet connection scenario. Let's think about it like this. If you have 2 different internet connections in your home, you have Comcast or you have AT&T, you have both of those in your home. I have done this. I have 2 different internet connections that I can currently use for making money online. So I know that it's possible. I know that there's nothing. A person asked me if it was illegal here recently to have 2 different internet connections whenever I was doing my live stream. And I was just like, you're paying a company to have 2 different internet connections. How could that ever be something that's illegal? But I do. I currently have 2 different internet connections. And now this is where we get into a topic that a person would say, you know, maybe this is not 100% the right thing to do. But at the same time, if you had the people in your household, how could they at the end of the day say that you're breaking the terms of their conditions if they say you can have this many accounts per IP and you have all of these legitimate people that actually do have IDs that they're willing to submit to these companies to say, hey, here's my tax information. And I look at it like this. If a person is going to get more taxes back at the end of the year, how could that possibly be a bad thing? You making more money within a year is only a good thing. Now, the person that's maybe going to college and they can't make so much money within a year, there's a few different scenarios. You know, if you were going to college and you couldn't make so much money within a year, or you would not be able to really receive student loans, a scenario like that. I cannot think of many scenarios where it would be a bad thing for you to have made more money and get more taxes back at the end of the year. So, but just to kind of open your mind to this scenario, here is what I'd really like to discuss. Let's just say you can have 4 different Perk accounts on one IP, and now you have 2 different IPs. And let's just say hypothetically that you do have a few roommates. What if you have more than a few roommates? What if you have 6 different people within your household? What if you live with, you're 19, you live with your parents, your mom and dad, but you also live with your aunt. And then let's just say that a friend of yours is staying within your household. He lives there as well. Now, this is the biggest point to make here. If you had 2 different IPs, and I think you guys are probably already starting to get what I'm getting at. If you had 2 different IPs, you could maybe have up to 8 different Perk accounts in your home, or 6 different Perk accounts in your home without breaking the terms of conditions of these companies. Now, I encourage you to do the research and figure out what is exactly on point with the terms of conditions, what is discussed and what is not discussed within the terms and conditions of these applications. So part of me was kind of skeptical about even doing this video, mainly because I don't know if there's going to be some sort of backlash on YouTube about, hey, what you're doing is that this is wrong and this and that. But currently I've done the research for my routine, and I know that everything that I'm doing is 100% legal because I've done that research. Now, with that being said though, guys, all of this stuff is at your own discretion though. What you do and how you make money online is totally at your own discretion. So like I said, I encourage you to do your research. But just to open your guys' minds up a little bit for how much you could make here, there's a lot of potential for expansion if you had 2 different internet connections versus 1 internet connection. You're limited at that point. So you could go over here and you could invest in a high-end router that could cost you $400, and then let's just say you added that second internet connection. Think about it like this: $400 worth of internet connection for the next, how many years would that cover? So the routers that you usually get from these companies are enough to withstand at least around 40 to 50 devices in itself. That can even be pressed further. Right now I know that I have over 50 devices on one of my internet connections. Everything that I'm doing still runs smooth. On top of that, I have 2 different Xbox Ones in my home. I have a smart TV over here that's connected to the internet. I have a PlayStation 3 that's back here that's connected to the internet. I also have a Roku that's back here that's connected to the internet. So people are so worried about having everything so perfect, pristine, and the best that they can possibly have. And I feel like this information should show you guys that you are possibly a little bit off track. Now, it's okay to have everything perfect, but if you can invest your money in something that's going to make you more money, that is more perfection. So, with all of this information being said, guys, I'm looking forward to seeing the comments here that's in the down here below. Guys, I want to see what you guys think about possibly having two different internet connections in your home. I know that it's working out 100% perfect for me. I mean, having two different rewardable accounts running perfectly, who could complain at that, you know? I cover my internet and I cover my water bill with one application alone. So, yeah, without this being a very, very long video, let me go ahead and say this. If you found some information out of this video, if it's opened your mind a little bit to some other possibilities other than just investing in a high-end router or building yourself a super mega router or something like that, then definitely hit me up with a like. If you're seeing my videos for the first time, I talk about all sorts of ways to make money online. I'm currently now tipping the scale of making it past $1,000 a month here with everything that I'm doing. And yeah, if you're looking for some ways to make money online, go through my videos because you will find something in my videos that will help you out. And with that being said, you guys have a great day, and I will be back with you for more information.